Welcome everyone. What a week we've had. It's been a week of some turmoil, some chaos, some sadness, some disappointment, but it's certainly been a stressful time. So today I want to talk about anxiety and fear. I want to talk about those two emotions that all of us experience at various times. But there's a slight difference between the two. I don't know if you know this, but fear is related to a specific observable trigger or cue, while anxiety is more diffuse. It's more generalized, and it's not related to something specific or observable. So they're slightly different, but they're kind of like first cousins. They're very much related because the symptoms are very similar between anxiety and fear. Fear's symptoms, though, are typically more intense and they have an immediate impact. The fight or flight response that most people are familiar with is often fear-driven. And we're fearful of typically a specific situation, object, maybe even person. But with anxiety, it's more internal and it's more generalized, as I had said. So I want to talk a little bit about those two. And I want to talk about what you do with your fears, your anxieties. Because certainly at this time, with the pandemic, with the social unrest, the political turmoil that we've had this past week, there's a lot of fear and anxiety. In fact, mental health studies have shown that in 2020, the rate of fear and anxiety are way, way higher than they were for the prior year. Mental health experts are telling us that depression, anxiety are on the rise based on much of what's going on in the world. And what causes anxiety and fear? A lot of times it's related to a loss of control. And it may be a loss of control of finances, it may be a loss of control of circumstances, our environment, our health, but loss of control, because many of us like to be in control. That creates stress, that creates anxiety, and that creates fear. Now, the acronym that I often will talk about with fear is false evidence appearing real. And many of our fears are false evidence appearing real. But I want to talk about some other acronym that I've heard recently. So this acronym that I heard recently is face everything and rise. Face everything and rise. I love that because basically what it implies is face your fears, confront your fears, which I am a firm believer in that. Fear is not going away and it surrounds us. But if we give into our fears, it can incapacitate us, it can paralyze us. So you gotta face your fears, you gotta confront your fears. I know, easier said than done, but it's the only way we're going to work through them and overcome them. Whether it's a fear of failure or success, whether it's a fear of dying or fear of being alone, maybe it's a fear of heights or a fear of being in social gatherings. One of the ways of overcoming fear is to expose yourself to the things that create fear, but to do it in a systematic way, in a healthy and constructive way. And one way of doing it is to use some of your skills, breathing, relaxation, some of your calming abilities when you approach it. Or maybe even to visualize it before you actually go into that situation. But to not allow that fear and anxiety to consume you, to overwhelm you. Oftentimes, people tend to either catastrophize their fears or compartmentalize their fears. Neither are healthy. So to be able to put our fears in perspective and reframe our fears so that they're not so catastrophic, and to be able to talk about our fears, to be able to confront our fears, acknowledge our fears, sit with our fears. I encourage people to sit with their fears for 2 or 3 minutes. Just be still in them and try to acknowledge them and experience the feelings associated with them, and know that those feelings will fade, that they will flow through you, and that they will not consume you if you don't run from them. If you run from your fears, you just give them more power and more energy. Acknowledge them. And of course, there are several things that we can do to deal with anxiety and stress and fear. We can exercise. We can watch our diet, because our diet can be a factor. We can sleep properly and effectively. And we can connect with people. We can connect through our faith, our family, our friends. We can connect in our relationships with others. I encourage you to look over that list that I just went through of the different ways, the changing of perspective, the using the relaxation, the confronting and sitting with the fear, the being aware of your habits, and also your ways of connecting. Pick one and implement it and use it this week and see if your fears, your anxieties subside. Look at what you've done in the past and what has helped you in the past, and use that to calm yourself, because you have the ability to reduce your fears. But it takes intention. So be intentional, work on it, so that those fears and those anxieties don't consume you. Until next time, Dr. Tony Ferretti signing out.